Excuse me. Good morning, Tiffany, sweetie. How you doing this morning? I was waiting for somebody with good manners to come in and say good morning, and I was going to take it off of mute and speak. I had one person that came in, stepped in the house, didn't say good morning, but was number one here at 440, what, about 441? 440, somewhere in there. I couldn't understand that. I was a little bit confused, a little combobulated. You know what I'm saying? You step in my house and watch me at 4:41 a.m. in the morning, and you don't say hello. Thanks for saying hello, Tiffany. How you doing this morning? In a good mood, in a good mood, in a good mood. First of all, we got to thank the Almighty High for waking us up this morning. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie. I wonder why. Why did you wake me up this morning? This is one cruel world. Let me tell you something about Bodacious Queen Boss Davis. I'm not afraid of dying. I have asked God, don't give me longevity. As you know, if you've been following me, you know we got longevity on the mama side. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mama in the 80s, up in the 80s. She 82. Grandmama, the head of the household, 96. That's when she left. Aunt Virgie left at 92. Aunt Hun left at 92. The Honorable William L. Mallory left at 89. The only person that understands what I'm saying is my mama. But you can expect that because guess what? She my mama. She know what I'm talking about. She knows how I feel. This is a cruel world. And it took me 60 years to really get a taste of it. It took me coming to YouTube to see how cruel and how sick people are. Took me to come to social media to see that there are some people out there that were not loved and they will try to hurt you because they lacking. Longevity ain't a blessing to me, Tiffany. I don't want it. I don't want it. Mm-mm. For real, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. They could have took me April 29th. Yeah, they could have took me April 29th, 2013. Why that day? No, give me 3, 4 days later. Because April 28th was when I lost my son. And I ain't gave a damn about nothing since. That's why I keep telling these duck pluckers, get off of social media. Get off of social media and pull up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid. I asked for a couple of more days so I could put him in the ground. And if I'd have known what I know now, he'd have been cremated. So I'd only needed a day. hmm But I wanted to get out here this morning. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get in because I want to clean up some of the confusion and the lies so these people cannot continue to use my court case as they had my personal business and twisted it all around and made me look like I'm some kind of monster because they ain't been loved. And they have taken out their bitter and angriness on me because guess what? I love myself. I showed that I love myself. That's within me. You see me on these Cincinnati streets if you've been following me. It ain't an area I go in Cincinnati, baby, from corner to corner. And I'm going to say from Dayton to Columbus that don't know me. Go to Columbus, some of them even know me because I got CB buddies all around the world. So somebody in just about every state in the city of the Cincinnati know Lady Black Rose. Worldwide, that's what we call it. Worldwide, Lady Black Rose in the Buckeye State. Can't wait to get back in my home so I can put my radio up and do what I do best. Those that have seen me in real time, in at the breaks, at the galas, what these bitches don't know nothing about. Ain't there one of these hoes never been to a gala? What is a gala? What is a gala? Been there, done that. Ain't not one of these hoes on here, and I'm calling names today. When you called my name, when you did your commentary, I'ma call your name and I'ma clear it up. I'ma tell y'all today who said what, who did what, who tried to damage me for a click and a view. You're gonna be surprised at some of the names that I call out. Mo Dallas. Mo baby. Here, why don't you do this? Sit right here. Get out there so I have some room. There you go. You can get in your chair. Just sit it right there while I get till I get finished with this lie. You know, I see some is excited about their success on YouTube. This is a hobby for me. This ain't my life. Hey, Michelle, how you doing, baby? Good morning to you. This is not my life. You hear them on here giggling and laughing about their numbers. You'll never hear them talking about nothing that they've done in their past. Most of them been to jail, hell, or done sinned in some kind of way, but they claim to be an angel. Still having premarital sex, got a bunch of bastard babies with a bunch of baby daddies. And that's what? Intelligent? When you wasn't enough, when all them baby daddies and mamas walked out on you, you didn't have sense enough after the first one to do some birth control? Free rubbers. Back they was giving out free rubbers at the store. Come on, now you could go to any clinic and get a free rubber. But you smart. You were left with a bunch of bastard ass babies and no daddies to help support them. And you do what? Is that why you mad on social media? Maybe it was your mama that had a bunch of bastard babies and couldn't give you no attention because she was trying to take care of all of them bastards that she was left with. Maybe you had an issue and they pushed you over to the side and say ain't no hope for you. Let's make them feel comfortable and go on and live our life. Is that you? Or is it angry that your mama didn't love you enough to hug you and say, don't do what I say, don't do what I do? Or does she grab you in and make you her source of income to get her a hit of dope? I ain't got them kind of stories. Even with my sexual abuse, the ending of my story was beautiful. No, I was not sexually abused, doing not even a teenager, let alone an adult. But you'll hear out here that I was having an affair with my mother's husband, my stepfather. All because, all because I still loved him. I still know the good in him. I know why he did what he did. Unlike you and others, you can't say you love what put that sperm and made you in your mama. That's what you mad about. What about the mothers that had it and couldn't keep it? Huh? 23, 24 years in that house that they say I set afire. Nah, I ain't set it afire. A dummy don't know I had plenty equity in my house. Had no reason to set my house on fire. My house was my bank. I wouldn't have needed to set my house on fire and kill my dogs. I wouldn't have had to do that. Been in that home 24 years. And they never refinanced it, so it was plenty of cash and equity in it. What about you? What about you that were going around using it as commentary, but don't own shit? Not even a car. Ask them what's wrong, somebody. You don't even own a motherfucking hoopty. Not a hoopty. You ain't got a deed in your name. You barely got life insurance. You don't have no property in your name. Everywhere you go, you dropping a rent check. And that's who y'all listen to? Is that who y'all listen to? Y'all ain't seen through the lies yet? You ain't figured it out? So if you watching that mess, you just as fucked up as they is. They say I live in the slums of the city of Cincinnati. Let me tell you what. This the best damn slum you can live in. Them duck pluckers live in the slums where they live at too, some of them, okay? But guess what? I got doctors and lawyers 2 minutes away from me. Police officers. If anything, if I could find a house down here, I'd buy it. Because it's got value. We talking about $100,000 worth of homes that have been built right across the street, right around the corner. I can go out there at 7 and be meeting one of the judges, the lawyers, the attorneys, and one of whoever that's prominent in the city of Cincinnati probably live right around the corner. Because a lot of people don't even know where the public officials live at. And let me tell you something. The reason why I don't mind living in the ghettos. My uncle, the Honorable William L. Mallory, was in the House of Majority Leader for over 30 years. Let me tell you something. He never left the ghettos. He lived in the historical part of Dayton Street. Everybody know it. Everybody know it. He stayed there until my cousin became mayor, and then they ventured out. He lived in the ghettos from the beginning until the end. You know why? Because the ghettos is where he did his best work at to make sure that all of this that they got now, they got it from him. $800 million to save the Union Terminal Museum, to make it out of a museum, because that's somewhere he played at. And he refused to let them see or tear down, to stand back and watch them tear down a historical place in the city of Cincinnati. He kept it here. Low-income housing building up to the street, funded by him. That's just a few to mention some. I love the ghettos. You get love. See, the only time you see your neighbor is when you getting in your car. I see my neighbor when I ain't been seen for 2 or 3 days. 3 or 4, I'm going to knock on my door. I bet you one thing, I won't be in here all ate up by flies and you know them things, maggots and shit. You gonna be sitting over there in your motherfucking suburbs with maggots all over your body if you live by yourself. Or if everybody decide to leave home a couple of days, your neighbor ain't even gonna miss you. Let's talk about it. It's limited what I can say about my case. I'm sure you guys know that, anybody with common sense. But it's hard to sit back and watch somebody visit a website every day to track you in your court case and your personal business. It's really sad. The saddest part about it all is they ain't giving you facts because they don't understand what they read. Didn't you see they was at the bottom of the barrel on everything that they did? Low life is who's trying to tell my story. You can ask me my story yourself and I'll tell it to you. You ain't got to go get it secondhand from a duck plucker that can't read and write. You don't have to get it from a duck plucker that's crazy as hell, certified crazy. We got a couple of them out here. You ain't got to get it from them. Come to me. All you got to do now, this is the requirement. You got to be one of my loyal followers to come and ask me anything about my personal business. And long as it ain't too personal, I will answer it. Email me. When you hear something out there and you want to question it, email me. because I give you the facts. It ain't a bitch or a Negro on this channel that can tell you nothing about bodacious. Even those that may know me in real time, they can't tell you nothing about me because I always hung by myself. Like I said, when I was buying buildings of $500,000 worth of property in the city of Cincinnati, I didn't have a friend, a relative, a husband, or nobody. I did that myself through going through a divorce. I knew how smart enough to make a duck plucker come and sign his dire rights away. They don't know what dire rights are. Because they don't even know that they could have had them as bastard ass babies legitimated. Thank God Desmond was born out of wedlock, but he wasn't no bastard. His daddy had every right to injustice. That as I was married, we were married to each other. He had those kind of rights to his child. I didn't ask him to sign no birth certificate. Because signing a birth certificate ain't shit. The only thing they get when they get them birth certificate signatures is a goddamn social security check. So all them crazy ones they done had, you can support them duck pluckers. Get a crazy ass a motherfucking check or a social security check and put them in the backwoods of wherever. You want me to tell you what legitimation is? Legitimation, you in for the court of the law, mother and father. And father says, I want to legitimate my son, which means that he has every right, not only by last name, but any rights to his child over. Because you know what? Don't nobody want them old crazy ass bastards they have, because most of them mental as hell anyway. But just in case they did, they got to go through daddy. You can't get him. He belonged to daddy. Legitimated. Write that down and look it up, you dumb cunts. While you sitting around and ask your mammies and your daddies, why y'all didn't legitimate me? That's what you do, because they didn't want you. That's why you out here on YouTube doing what you doing. You ain't been loved. You don't love yourself, let alone have respect for others. And I'm talking about everybody. Don't be going out there talking about, yeah, she was talking about this person she was talking about. I'm talking about them all. I'm making this goddamn shoe big enough that can't none of them say, if it fits, they can wear it. What you doing? Here, you want this? Come here. Let's see if you want this. I'm still here, y'all. Give me a minute. See, my priorities is Goddess, not getting on here neglecting her. She come first. Thank God for Goddess. Here, baby. Here. Hold on a minute. Here, baby. I think you're going to enjoy this. Here you go. There you go, girlie. There you go, baby. Here, there you go. Go ahead. Go ahead, baby. I'm waiting for a few more people to come in because I don't want to have to have to repeat myself. Those that are just coming in, subscribe and share, please. Subscribe and share. That's all I'm asking you to do. I ain't ask you for no money. I ask you to subscribe and share. Because they'll watch every day and not send a dollar. Don't worry about that. All I ask you to do is subscribe. Subscribe it and share. Because that's a message over here you can get. And it ain't about somebody else. It's about me. I show you me in real time. What I do to enjoy myself so I'm not a part of the miserable crew. That I have to sit on social media cussing and fussing and tell another woman who I am. I don't have to do that because, well, guess what? I don't. I know who I am. I can work a room. All I got to do is walk in it. All I got to do is walk in it. All eyes on me. 62. Did I say 62, not 32, not 42, not 52? I said 62. And I can still work a room. Been working a room since way back. Let's say age of 15 when I walked in the classroom in high school. I can work a room. I could work a room in the club, baby. I done had them waiting for me on Friday night to see what a girl coming in on. They say dress appropriate to age. You dress appropriate to how you feel and what you feel secure in. And you see the bullshit I wear. So that just shows you self-confidence that I have. Ain't no age on it. Again, I say, the day that they start putting tickets in the damn clothing stores, they say this go from 9 to 10, this one from 11 to 12, this one from 13 to 14, this one from 20 to 30, this one from 30 to 40, this one from 50. And guess what? I still wouldn't give a damn. You worried about the wrong thing. Stop worrying about me, lying on me, because I know who I am. And most of all, I don't give a F what social media think, especially those ones that's going around looking for the drama, that thrive off the drama. Look at that video I did. All them videos I did, all them lives I did, they got 10K, 5K, 6K, 3K, 4K. They were all negative. That's why these hoes won't give up that negativity. They want that dollar. They'll do anything. I'm waiting for the one to get desperate enough to drop down on their knees on live and suck a Dino. That's next. Because they banks getting shorter and shorter. When they think, you said, when they, I ain't even gonna laugh at that. When you hear them talking about the numbers and the money they making and fighting out here about who got the biggest bag, I'm still trying to get my Social Security payout sheet so I can show you 2002. I didn't say 2022. I want to show you 2002. That's when it first happened. I was only a few thousand shy of 100,000. Did I say not 2022? I said 2002. That's what motivated me. That I can make 6 figures without a college degree. Let's talk about it. Throw that goddamn college degree in the garbage. Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to get hired in that damn field anyway. I was scared. Because all around me had college degrees and I didn't want to go to college. While I was making them 6 figures, they was collecting unemployment office checks as teachers and all of that shit that didn't make no money so they couldn't save none for a rainy day. Come on, let's talk about it. Tell them duck pluckers is out here talking about me. Tell them to pull out some receipts and let's see what they got in their bank account. Not much if you're living on 1,000 or less a month. Not much if you're living on 5K a month. Come on. Is that what you call money? You got $3,000 in the bank and you call that money? That ain't money. You ain't got no deed or your name on nothing. Stop telling these people these unhome. Oh no! Get out of here. Stop telling them you don't want no house. Yes, you do. Your credit too damn bad. I keep telling you, you can go out there and you can buy anything. You can get credit cards. You can get a black one. A black credit card don't mean shit. You in debt. And they sending you all kinds of high interest credit cards because they know you will fall for it because you want some plastic to pull out. When they pull that plastic out, you start saying, hey, what's the interest rate on that card? Yeah, that hamburger that they just bought you for $4, when they get their damn bill, it's going to be $8, dummy. Then fuck you. I ain't never heard of you either. And Bond Hill, that's an area I frequently, that's a ghetto. That's a ghetto outside the ghetto, bitch. And I never hung in Bond Hill. But yeah, I do know some people in Bond Hill. And bitch, you are nobody. So no, you wouldn't know me from Bond Hill. See, you get one everywhere. She live in the ghettos. She lives in one of the ghettos of Cincinnati, Bond Hill. I didn't have to venture to Bond Hill, Avondale, and those. I'd rather come to the West End, to the ghettos. Because you motherfuckers ain't had nobody successful that came out your ghettos. But we did down here. Boxers, lawyers, judges get stuck out of Bond Hill and venture out. I didn't hear you. I ain't never heard of you in Bond Hill. Bitch, you a nobody. You won't know nothing about me. I didn't say all the nobodies know me. All the prominent people around here know me. Let's go back to Bobby Stern and the lawyers. Jerry Springer, been in the presence of. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about you, you low budget, no budget bitch. You probably still on Section 8. Your mammy raised you on there, and now, guess what? You raising your kids and grandkids on there. You don't know me, nobody. That's what you call you a nobody. You are nobody. See, you wasn't even smart enough to understand my message. My message is everybody that somebody know me. You ain't nobody, so no, you will never know me, Miss Bond Hill. Put up a picture of your crib. Because everything down there where it used to be nice is run down in Bond Hill. You sounded stupid. You didn't come out here saying you live in India Hills and you don't know me. Bitch, one of the biggest and most expensive places you can live. I bet somebody there know me. Whether from a city council meet, whether from me and my mission to change in my neighborhood, somebody know me. Bitch, you don't know me because you are nobody. Now go on back and sit back and listen to what I got to say. Because you just stepped up in here saying something that was stupid. I live in Bond Hill and I don't know you. I ain't never hung in no Bond Hill. First thing I knew about Bond Hill was that my bestie's mother bought a house in Bond Hill. Thought she was moving up in the world. That value of them homes quickly decreased when a bunch of us started moving in. Bond Hill. Remember, I was a mortgage loan officer, right? Them houses in there ain't got no value to them. Bond Hill. Let's talk about Bond Hill. It's just like Priceless Hill up in Price Hill. It's Priceless Hill out there in Bond Hill. You got more, they down here, we don't see them standing on the corners in front of the stores. But I bet you can if you ride down Redden Road in Bond Hill. Now, in the West End, you do not see, and I call it the inner city. They call it the ghettos. But you never see nobody standing outside in front of the establishments in downtown and over the Rhine in the West End. But you will in Barn Hill. You can't walk in a store out there, the little jetty and the little store they got, without walking in. To maybe you might see them sitting out there smoking with a crack pipe in front of the store in Barn Hill. You want to talk about Barn Hill, or you want to sit back and sit your ass down and listen to what I got to say? This my show, B, not yours. And if you want to talk about me and talk about Barn Hill, I suggest you do like the rest. Go make a channel, B. Talking about Barn Hill. Girl, please. I bring up the statistics and I think Barn Hill beats, I don't even think they got the worst West End as the worst place to live in Cincinnati. But I bet you Barn Hill on that map, on that list. Now go sit down, Barn Hill. When you move to Indian Hill, then you come and you talk about and say they don't know me there. See what I'm saying? How people would jump up looking for attention. It's 5:13 a.m. in the morning. This is my show, and this hoe gonna jump up and say Barn Hill. Bitch, you a nobody. Who know you? Your neighbor don't even know you, ho. So now you don't know me. You ain't never heard of me. Now, I know a lot of them have, whether it been from the house, from me being on the news several times. Somebody know me somewhere. I can walk the streets and they say, you that lady that house flooded with. Yeah, because the city wasn't taking care of their business. Oh, you that lady that they stole the dog from. Bitch, if you don't know me, hey, I don't know why not. I don't know why not. Now, I even can get, oh, you that lady that was on Judge Mathis' show. Bitch, you living silently if you don't know me. Miss Barn Hill. Oh, yeah, you Mr. Mallory's niece. Hey, how you doing? Miss Barn Hill. Did you know some of the city leaders that lived in Barn Hill? Mr. Rankin and all of them that lived out there? I'm not sure. Fred Shuttlesworth was in Avondale. I done shook his hand. If you don't know who he was a civil rights leader that lived in Cincinnati in the ghettos in Avondale. One of the worst places you could live back in the day. Prostitution, drugs, and everything. That's where Fred Shuttlesworth lived at. So it ain't about where you live at. It's about how you live. How many of you duck pluckers don't even know who Fred Shuttlesworth is? He marched with Martin Luther King side by side. Miss Barn Hill. Miss Barn Hill, I even think Mr. Rankin might have lived out there somewhere. Mr. Rankin is the one that owned Parktown Cafe and Eleanor Fish Bar. Did you know your history of where you live at, Miss Barn Hill? Or was you somewhere busy cleaning toilets with a rag on your head? Or was you standing in the food stamp office trying to feed your kids with food stamps? And ain't nothing wrong with it, Miss Barn Hill. What's wrong with it? You still doing the same thing. You ain't growed. Miss Barn Hill. Let me catch my breath, y'all. Hold on. I ain't upset, y'all. Don't think I'm upset at all, y'all. I'm trying to limit myself on the foul words that I say, but it's just in me. I want to run this hoe so bad. I want to run her. I want to run her, and then I want to meet her. Miss Barn Hill. How many baby daddies you got that ain't giving you no attention, so you had to come on Bodacious channel to say I'm from Barn Hill? Girl, please. Like you came from somewhere. You came from one of the biggest slums of the city of Cincinnati. Bomb. It ain't a building surrounded around you of no value. Didn't I say we got hundreds of apartments and condos down here? Some of them probably costing $500,000. You ain't got that in Bond Hill. You running around like, there you go, girl. Yeah, I'm gonna get to what I want, what the title say when I want to. Mm-hmm. Click button. Mm-hmm. They showed you may have to come back later. Go and replay it. Guess um, I found me a sweet potato. I almost missed out on it because supposedly it looked good, freshly cooked from Kroger's. I still ain't really got into the Patty LaBelle pie, but they didn't have it anywhere. I haven't even been seeing it in stores lately, but I think it's in Walmart that it is. I'm not sure. But I'm excited. I don't know who that sister was or brother was that did that sweet potato pie at the church, and then I put it in my bag to bring it home. And of course, I had to stick it in the back of my bag in my, my little bag, little carrying thing in my wheelchair, and it all spilled over into anything else. So I just let it go. Sadly, I let it go, because that's all I was trying to get home to do was to eat that slice of sweet potato pie. And I'm never greedy when I go out. It's normally like the church functions or family functions. I never fix my plate. Somebody always fixing it. Oh, I look cute this morning. Thicker than a snicker. Ah, thicker than a snicker. Ah, let me see what I weigh. Hold on a minute. I'm taking at least 2-3 pounds off of it. Cause I'm faking swelling over here with edema. So the doctor done gave me the wrong thing. Cause dudes say close to trial when I ain't got no trial date. I ain't got no trial date. Let's see. Hold on. It say 134. So I'm gonna say about 130. Cause my ankles are swole up to the max. To the max. I've never, as he put in his heading, I've never been this swole before. Ain't that some shit? That you put that in there. Every word I say, he gonna make a video out of it. Don't y'all find that strange and sickening? That he don't have no content. That if I go in there today, I said, you know what? I'm gonna put the camera on. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take a poop, and I'm gonna do it live. Okay? Give him something to talk about. Hmm. He know about pooping, cause that head done been near them buttholes. He done ate a lot of them. That's what he need to tell about, not me. And my thing, tell about all them buttholes you done ate. To shoot fits it where. If you ain't ate no buttholes, then I ain't talking to you. But if you done ate some of them buttholes, oh God, stop, girl. Hmm. What you doing? You just keep following me from room to room. Okay. Hey, Miss Brown, how you doing, baby? Hi, good morning, good morning. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Now let's play Big Bank Take Little. I don't know who got a big bank because I ain't got no big bank. See, that's how ignorant people is. They don't hear the message. She too busy trying to tear that plucker down and we don't even know who she is. Because she ain't even strong enough or encouraged enough to put up a profile to the bitch so ugly. Y'all know I come out here any way I can. That's self-confidence. When I go to the door, I ain't grabbing a wig and all that to put on. I ain't grabbing no scarf to throw on my head. I'm going just as I are. Again, please subscribe and like and share my channel. hmm hmm Curtis Fuller had a gala for Curtis Fuller and Lincoln Ware. Two of the most prominent people left in the city of Cincinnati. Lincoln is a radio broadcaster. Done been at plenty of functions. A matter of fact, one of my buildings owned in Silverton. Bitch, you know about Silverton, Miss Bond Hill? Well, anyway, one of my apartment buildings was in two family. It wasn't, I ain't gonna call it an apartment building. It was a two family. The other building that I owned in Kennedy Heights was more like an apartment building with 4 units in it, and I turned it into two. But I can see Lincoln anywhere. I can go down to the radio station and see Lincoln in there broadcasting, wave at him while I'm picking up tickets that I don't want. I can say my name, Claudette, and speak on, hey, I'm the first DNA test you did on that Father's Day show. I am somebody. They know who I am because all of the listeners of the Lincoln West show, they heard it. I even called back and let him know that Desmond is deceased. But thank you for proving that he wasn't the baby daddy. You can see when the news came and did a whole video of my coming back to Fairmount live and in living color. Because I get back to the communities I came from. While you sitting on YouTube trying to find a friend, I got one. He upstairs. You keep going to the bottom of the barrel, and only you think you meeting down there is losers. The Bengals, and I must say, I want to give kudos to my Bengals. I'm not a football fan. One of the things that I tell you that these young men on these teams at the Bengals, they ain't letting none of our kids go without hungry nor without toys, and they do things all year long. But around Christmas, these guys is putting up big dollars, big dollars. I remember few years ago, when one Bengal player bought over 100 and some bicycles and things like that, coats and clothing and food, and done it by himself. They look out for the underprivileged here in Cincinnati. I gotta get the Bengals that. But anyway, as you seen um, on my timeline, it's very little that I can say about my case because it is still an active case. But there are some things that, I have been on top of losing my home, already suffering with the loss of my child. Now, see, if that's the best way you can win is to beat a duck plucker down when they already down, you ain't shit anyway. hmm But anyway, I already had things on my mind. I got things on my mind. This fire go away. Uh-huh. The fire go away. This court case will go away. But the loss of my child ain't never going nowhere. I'm going to suffer with that until the day I die. And that's every day. It ain't a day that I walk out. It ain't a day that I can say I had a good week only because I didn't think about my deceased son because I was too busy on YouTube cussing the duck pluck out. No, 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 no. I wake up every morning. And that's the first thing I see a picture of in my vision is my child. And every time you see me crying, it don't mean that I'm crying because I'm unhappy of the loss of my child. Sometimes it's crying for joy, saying I know he lived a good life. I know he was a good boy. Was he perfect? Hell no. I ain't finna get out here and say he was perfect. If he was perfect, he wouldn't have been in and out of court and in and out of jail for driving without license. Which is a story within itself. Even the judge liked him. I'm like, lock him up! Lock him up so he'll stop doing it. Mr. Davis, now come on now. You need to go ahead and get this straightened out. He even got locked up one day because they say she forgot to sign a paper. And no, oh yeah, let me clean up the stories about me being, I guess, favoritized with my cousins. That's the two judges down there. Never, never, never. I would never. The only time I used somebody was William when he was an attorney. And he's never been, none of them boys when they went through law school was they public pretenders. They came straight out of college and right into law firms, real law firms, not the public defender's office. And from there, they left there and became prosecutors. Okay, that same one that they sending them letters on me, the two of my cousins used to be one of them. Now they sitting on the bench with that black robe. But you don't see them on social media. I can see them a lot of times when I'm hiding because I got that cigarette in my mouth, which is very unladylike. And they working with one of their colleagues, and I go hide because I'm smoking this cigarette. Now, if they was by themselves, I'd roll up on them, put the cigarette out, but you can smell all that smoke. They know what I do. A part of it was their sister had a nasty habit like that as a teenager. If I'm not mistaken, I think she did, and that was my role model. uh When they talking about role models, role model, first of all, was poor ass granny that lived like she was rich because she was happy with life. She never lived off of her successful son. Mm-mm. He couldn't give her nothing monetary. Anything he had to do to her, he better put it in a some clothing or something like that, or buy some. But to hand her some money, she would have never took it. They deemed him one of the richest men in Cincinnati, but I don't know how did they know what my uncle had in his bank account. Cause I ain't never seen him with more than $10 in his pocket. But they say he was one of the richest men in the city of Cincinnati, Miss Barnhill. And that rich man lived in, guess what? The West End. See, they was too busy trying to get Barnhill and buy all them houses. And guess why they ain't got shit out there and it's run down? Because they couldn't afford them. They foreclosed on them. And then the investors start coming in and getting them and making them out of Section 8 and moving anybody in Barnhill. But anyway, like I said, I'm limited to what I could say about my case. But there has been so many lies. You know, these people get on that internet, they look up stuff, there's no truth to it, they don't understand what they reading. They saying when is my trial date, they think it's the 13th. I guess, I don't know. I get lots of emails. So what about your court case? What day do you go to court? Don't you know? You follow that website every day with the rest of them that don't know what they read. Like I said, I wish I could tell you what is really going on about my case. But I will tell you this, and I didn't come out to discuss shit about my case. I came to tell those that follow me and those that love me, if you in doubt of anything you hear on these nasty YouTube streets, I give you permission to inbox me. send me an email. If you are a supporter of mine, I will answer your question. Let me tell you, I'm going to give y'all these two examples, okay? And then I'm going to get on off of here and I'm going to go in here and warm me up some of these hot chicken and noodles, eat me a piece of cornbread, pull out a Pepsi because I done had 3 cups of large cups of coffee. I don't need no more. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a shower, wash my hair, wash the kitty cat, and put me on something nice and fresh and sit here and guess what? Be the queen that I am. See, while I'm over here not on YouTube, pampering myself and enjoying my life, they running through my replays to get them some content all day long, and I done had some fun. Oh my God. You have never, never, ever, ever seen me use their picture, their thumbnail, do anything but clap back after maybe 10 or 15 videos. I don't even respond to them every day because I don't even look at it. Honestly, if I had to get on the court of the law and say, what did they say about you? I don't know. All I seen was my picture there. I don't know I'm letting somebody else look at that. You go look at that because I ain't going to look at that shit. I'm not giving them a click and a view. And if you are, you part of the problem. Are you really a fan of mine if you're going over there listening to somebody that's going to try to beat me down and tell a bunch of lies? Come on now. But yeah, I wish I could open up. And yes, I am facing jail time. It's sad. It's sad that I'm facing jail time. And the next time one of you motherfuckers come on my channel and say justice for Dino, don't say that on my channel. Keep that shit. Go somewhere else and put that in somebody else's chat. Because it should be justice for Claudette. Hopefully everything will go good tomorrow and I can discuss that. See, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you these 2 examples. When I was moving out of my home into a senior citizen building, okay? No, I wasn't. I was moving into the apartment complex, which I only stayed there, 90 days. Another jealous duck pluck. I'll tell y'all what happened on that too. But that was probably one of the biggest and the best apartments I could find. The apartment was damn near bigger than my house, just missing the lower level. I had it decorated beautiful. You can see that on my social media. I had my platform. My patio looked better than some of these people' damn living rooms, honey. It had a stereo out there. It had a TV out there. It had lounge chairs and sofa chairs and everything. Patio sofa stuff. Comfortable. Beautiful. Because it was on the front. When you drove through the driveway, the first thing you did was see Bodacious balcony. Beautiful. Not down on rundown ass porch. Beautiful scenery. On some sides of me, because guess what? It was trees there. I couldn't see nothing. I was on the 6th floor enjoying my life. But anyhow, I was moving out. What you doing? And taking boxes and doing stuff. And I ain't never lived in fear in my house. I used to sleep in my house with the door open. And my security screen and glass wasn't in the top of my door. I ain't have no fear. Because if you walk through there, somebody gonna bark and let me know you here. And I'm gonna drop you. That means you walked up my steps. You walked up 2 sets of steps to get to me. I have the right to drop you. My house was fully lit up. When you walk in the garage area, it is spotlight. When you walk in front of the door, spotlight, cameras everywhere. So I got the right to drop you. When they broke in my car, the police said, well, Miss Davis, the only thing I can tell you to do, you have the right to protect yourself. And you show that you trying because you got it very lit up out here. I wasn't trying to save on gas and electric like the rest. I was lit up. Mine was lit up like a Christmas tree. Pull up. That's what I keep saying, pull up. I was sharing with my cousin the other day my frustration. Because they won't pull up. They'll get on social media and talk shit, but they won't pull up. Won't none of them pull up. They close by, cuz, but they won't pull up. 12 years harassing me, but they won't pull up. What does that mean? What does that say to you? Coward. Coward. But anyway, back to the story. So, little Toby is probably venturing around. She probably done ventured down the street to the corner or whatever. But one thing about Toby is Toby ain't leaving home. Goddess ain't leaving home. Hazel wasn't gonna move from in front of the door. She wasn't getting a chance on going nowhere. So, no, I didn't even have Hazel then. Take that back. I didn't have Hazel then. I got Hazel when I came back home. Yeah, I didn't have Hazel then. When this story, no, I didn't have Hazel. It was just me and Toby. Yeah, it was just me and Toby then. So anyway, after I'm bumming around and everything, I noticed, wait a minute, Toby ain't out here. She ain't in her playpen. He ain't in his playpen. And I go looking for Toby. Now, let me tell you, Toby was so little. And Toby has went 4 and 5 hours of playing cat and mouse with me. And that was once we moved in the apartment. And like I said, it was fairly big. And Toby, y'all don't even know. I had a net thing around the bottom of the balcony so that Toby couldn't get out. And this particular day, I kept looking for Toby, and now I'm in tears. This is after we moved in the apartment. I'm gonna tell you about what happened before we moved in the apartment. You know, I kind of skip around. But anyway, and I have to keep on going with it because I'll forget what I'm saying. So anyway, something tells me, oh my God, Claudette, that damn dog done got off that balcony. I run downstairs, catching the elevator to go downstairs, and all I'm looking for was to see my baby down there splattered. No Toby. No Toby. Then I'm saying maybe he survived after he fell, but that's wishful thinking, 6 stories down. So I walk around the building. No Toby. So I go back upstairs. Now I'm going to do my famous thing. What I always do is put up some signs. Toby is missing. Well, let me tell you, Miss Bond Hill, everybody in Cincinnati just about know who Toby belonged to. Toby was a star, okay? Not only do they know me, they know the dog. Yeah, you could see him showcasing me, showcasing him anytime on Fountain Square. Black, white, Chinese, Africans, everybody want to take pictures. Hey, they sending them back to China and everywhere. So yeah, we know. Okay. So anyway, I go back upstairs. Now I'm crying. I'm getting pictures out. I'm going up to Kinko because now I got to put pictures up. Da 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 da. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to what happened that day, and I'm using this to tell you that what the news media will do. I'm using 2 situations that happened with me. Okay. So anyway, I ended up calling Channel 19 News. I always tell y'all they got a direct line. I can get them here. I got a good story for you. My dog is missing. Okay, that's what I said. My dog is missing. Explained to him what I was doing. You can look up this story. Look up that story because I was bare mouthed then. That's the apartment I was in. I was waiting on them to give me my teeth. And show you me. I don't care. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands seen that TV broadcast, but they could see one thing. Bodacious didn't have her teeth in her mouth, and Bodacious didn't give a damn. All I wanted was my Toby back. So I'm not going to go through the whole story. One day I will of what all happened with Toby. But let's just say this. They came to do the story. So they sat in my living room and we talked through it. I explained to them just what I explained to y'all, how Toby got out. Because I was running around, moving boxes. I got the garage door open. I got the back door open. I got the front door open, just accessible for me to, keep on moving around and keep on. Because I always do all the packing and stuff by myself. I ain't never needed nobody for nothing, and I ain't going to start needing it now. But anyway, so they came out and we talked. I told them how, I thought Toby got out because I had left the doors open, and by him being so little, he might have ran right out, when I walked out to do something and I didn't see him. So they did the interview and everything, but this is how the interview came back. Rob, the one that I told y'all that I see frequently down here and over the Rhine, where him and his boyfriend goes to lunch together. But anyway, he starts it out, lady in Westwood, dog is missing, da 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 da. The story starts out that somebody in broad daylight walked in my house and stole Toby. That is not what I told the news media. But see, they just like these duck pluckers on here. To say what really happened was not going to sell them the story. So they had to tell a lie. I ain't told nobody that nobody walked in. Ain't nobody been bad enough to walk in my house and take shit out. Not and walk away. Please, if you have seen her pet, if you have seen Toby, please return Toby. Da 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 da. They explained it. Toby wasn't a big eater, and I was concerned about Toby eating. All of that was true. But I ain't never told nobody walked in my house in broad daylight and stole Toby. See, they just like them. When they ain't got nothing, they'll make up some. So that's how everybody in the city of Cincinnati know Toby. And most know me. You the lady that was on Channel 19 where they stole your dog. You the lady that was on Channel 19 because your house flooded and the city wasn't taking responsibility. I was on there twice. So yeah, they know me in Cincinnati, ho. Where you been? You ain't watching the news to see how many thugs sitting outside your door? Okay, so now we gonna go to the car accident. Them duck pluckers got immediately when I had that accident, immediately got off the internet and stayed up all night long to see what the status of that was. That's sad. I ain't never cared about nobody else's business that bad. Couldn't sleep the next morning. Normally sleep to 11 and 12 digging and scratching and digging for boogers and scratching their butt. But they got up early that morning stinking and all they did was handle their laptop. Picked it up to see what's going on with Bodacious. Obsession, that's what it is. Obsession is what they have. They can't have obsession with their parents because their parents wasn't shit. That's why they out here acting like they are. If the shoe fits, you wear it. I ain't even only talking about the ones, I'm talking about the ones that's out here on social media, period. Not just the ones that have defamed me. I'm talking about you dumbasses out here making a fool out of yourself for a YouTube check. If the shoe fits, wear it, because I got that motherfucker big. Wear it. because I ain't afraid of nobody. Go back and tell whoever, email them this morning. Because I ain't going to clap back. I'm going to say what I got to say and keep it moving. See, that's what frustrates them. They can get out here, they can make videos of me. I never look at them, never address them, because guess what? You want to be me, and I'd hate to be you. Mhm. So with the accident, the only thing when I looked at it was it wasn't much there. One of the things that they always say in accidents, whether it be car accidents or things like that, they'll let you know if alcohol was a factor. Okay. So in my case, those that know me know that I like to drink my 99-cent beer. Still gonna do it whenever I get free. This time I'm gonna pump it up. I'm going back to the Patron and all of that. Mm. I doubt that I will, y'all. It's just a joke because of the medication that I take. Yeah. So anyway, why can't a grown woman have her favorite beverage? And let me tell you why I drink beer. Because they give me narcotics to sleep with. And being that I most don't know, not only did I lose my son, I lost my foster daughter, who was like my daughter. I done told y'all about her. How she used to tell me she like a yeast infection. She ain't going nowhere, and she wasn't lying. She ain't never go nowhere. When the worst of them got out there and knew how to survive, and I done taught them, because see, my foster kids went out there, they started going to college and getting their own. They didn't stay at home. Hmm. Matter of fact, I had two that was A students, honor roll students. One had a bunch of babies, and the other one, I don't know what happened to my baby, but that's the one that died on around April 13th, April 24th, 2013. Did you hear that date? I said around April 13th, April 14th, 2013. King died April 28th, 2013. I got anger in me. I'm certified crazy. Out of depression, it didn't get diagnosed until 2013, 2014 when I lost my king and my foster daughter. My sexual abuse never affected me in any kind of way. None. I wasn't finna sit back and be a mean and a cruel person because I had a misfortune in my life. That means I got to move on and I got to be bigger and better. So if you sitting out there and you being torn down and tearing yourself down about your past, put your past behind you. Look up the definition of past. P-A-S-T. That's what these people can't get over. Trying to get out here and beautify their past. Your damn past wasn't beautified because your life ain't beautified now. You still ain't went nowhere. That I can see. I don't care how many college degrees you got and how long. That don't mean nothing. What have you done lately? So in that, at the end of it, they say, as they do on, I don't know about other cities and states, but Cincinnati will say whether they think after alcohol was a factor, or they'll say they don't suspect that alcohol is a factor in this case. In this case, they said alcohol was a factor. Why did they say that? Lord, the bootleg news reporters on social media grabbed that. She was drunk. She was drunk. Look, She hit that man. He went through her windshield. That's what somebody in comments was saying. Damn, you missed the bus. That was the first thing I pointed out when I bought this slider. Was it had a crack in the windshield? So now you look like a dummy. Because you got out here and jumped on that negative bandwagon and didn't know the whole story. But they talking about me this day. Yeah, did you see the windshield? He went through her windshield. No, he didn't. He walked in front of my car. He walked in front of my car. He walked in front of my car when the police report says there was no lighting in a dark area, not at a crosswalk. Free Dino, justice for Dino. Free Claudette, justice for Claudette. Because they have nothing stating that I was drinking. They say, oh, she refused the breathalyzer. I sure did. Because I had just gargled with Listerine. They have my dentist report where it shows that I had been to the dentist and what was going on with my mouth. But guess what? A past DUI is what's messing with me. Not what happened on that day. But a past DUI is what is hindering over my head. Not because they got enough to do anything. It can go any way. It can go good or it can go wrong. Because I have a DUI, that means automatic jail time if I'm found guilty. Which they have no evidence to do that. But this is what you don't know. Like I said, I can't say a lot about my case. Any drug that they got out there, it wasn't in my body. Every drug they got out there was not in my body. Beanos or whatever, I think them beans. Alcohol. Cocaine. Wasn't none of that in my system, but alcohol was a factor. Don't free Claudette. Let me go through this. There's a purpose for me going through this, whether I get out of it or I don't. I'm caught up. I'm caught up not because of what they got there, because they ain't got shit. I'm caught up because of a previous DUI. Let's tell somebody. If you want to know the truth, if it is a trial, come to the trial so you can see the name of the drugs in the system and it wasn't none of mine. I'll holler.